Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for your nice comments on yesterday's video. It really made me feel a lot better, and I love the dingoes. You guys are amazing. Today, not much going on. Thinking I might do a Q&A with my dad. I'm gonna post and ask you guys for your questions. But yeah, other than that, just working today, do a couple emails, things like that, and looking forward to hearing your guys' questions. Okay, a lot of you guys came to the defense of this coffee brand, Stock Cold Brew. You said to get the blue label or the green label. I tried and it was gone. It was sold out at Target. But I did find this purple label. Come on, focus. It says unsweet instead of just not too sweet or whatever, like the red one. This is a dark roast. I also don't generally like dark roast. I tend to prefer like a lighter roast. But let's give it a shot. It's okay. It's weird. It doesn't taste like any cold brew that I've had before. It tastes like pretty smooth, like it almost has a milky vibe to it, but I don't think there's any milk in this because it's black. It's pretty good. Dad, I posted on YouTube, said I'm going to do a Q&A with my dad today.
Oh, perfect. Let me get an emo night shirt on though. I'm going to have a cup of coffee or something?
Whatever makes you comfortable. Alright guys, welcome to the Q&A. You asked for it. We're here with my dad, and we're going to be answering some of your questions. Thank you for all of your questions, and
there's a lot.
There's quite a few. Everybody's very curious about you.
They're probably curious about what happened to you, and they blame me for it.
Erin's behind the camera, and she's gonna be asking the questions because I probably will filter out the embarrassing ones.
The first question, embarrassing stories about TJ. Let's start off easy. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color? I would say blue because I can see it, because I can't really see red and green.
Oh yeah.
I'm colorblind.
My dad is colorblind, and we wanted to buy him those colorblind glasses, but apparently somebody already did, and they didn't work with his particular type of colorblindness.
I did go to the eye doctor for that, and they took a colorblindness test. So when the doctor finally got it and analyzed it, he gave it back to me and he said, "These glasses aren't going to help you."
What are some of your favorite bands or artists?
Oh gosh, Pink Floyd, the Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, America, Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin.
What about your ski music?
Ski music? Oh, that's kind of evolved because it was a mix of all those bands that I gave you before, but then TJ and Erin introduced me to a band called Of Monsters and Men, and we also saw Lucius at Old Cella playing behind Roger Waters. So my ski music this year is made up of Lucius and Of Monsters and Men.
Erin, do you want to just get in the screen?
I'm eating chips.
Okay.
Was TJ a rebellious teen?
TJ's always been so damn smart, you really couldn't tell what he was up to. But he was an excellent student in school, but he did challenge every little thing that could be challenged. He always would. He was the contrarian to the traditional.
Indica or sativa?
Indica all the way, baby.
Someone wants to know how you and Laura met.
Okay, so the story I tell everybody is that we lived 1 mile apart in a little town called Upton, Massachusetts, and she fell head over heels in love with me and would walk to my house and throw stones up at my windows to try to get my attention.
And then the real story is...
But the real story is, one night I called her, I think it was New Year's Eve, when I was 16 years old, just to tell her Happy New Year from one student to another. I asked her what her dream date was, and she said she loved to see certain lights of a city from a high spot. So I said, okay, how about if we go out on a dream date together? And she said yes.
What was your dad's first impression of Erin?
I think it was at an emo night, but I'm not exactly sure. We went to your apartment, and then
No.
we met you before that?
I think it was Coachella.
Well, The more interesting story is the emo night where at least I got to know Erin the most. We went to Erin's apartment, and you were living with Carly, I think, at the time, and they had some cocktails with us together, and then we jumped in an Uber together, and as we were going in the Uber driver said, "Where are you guys headed?" And he said, "Emo night." And he said, "Oh, emo night, wow, you guys are going to that?" And I said, "Yeah, it's my son who produces that." And he said, "All right, well, I won't charge you for this, but I gotta drive you around the city block." So he brought us down, and the line that was going into emo night had stretched clear around the entire Los Angeles city block. And he wanted to show us the thing that TJ had created, which was absolutely mind-blowing. And once we were dropped off, it was like we were enveloped by Erin helping us find our way around emo night. Because there's like 4 floors of stuff going on. There's people drinking, there's people smoking, there's bands on one floor, there's everything. And Erin just escorted us the entire night, brought Laura to the bathroom when she had to go to the bathroom, brought us to the green room for snacks, and it was a tremendous evening, and we've loved Erin ever since.
Oh my God.
Are you done with your chips? You want to come on screen now?
What's your favorite type of seafood, and what dish do you love to make?
Actually, I don't make them. My wife makes them. I just prepare the lobsters for her to make them, and she does an awesome job on them. But one is lobster cacciatore, which is lobster and a tomato. We call it gravy. It has a lot of different vegetables and seasonings. And then the second way to have lobster that I love is baked stuffed lobster, where you open it up, take some of the meat and boil it, and then mix it with a stuffing, restuff it back inside the shell again. And we're gonna have that this weekend. We're sitting with an aquarium of 6 beautiful sized lobsters that we're saving for these 2 and my daughter Leah and husband James.
So lobster is your favorite type of seafood?
I guess they're my favorite crustacean.
Are you more of a whitey person or a Paris person?
I love Whitey because I remember the day that we were introduced to her. I remember TJ saving her. I remember her flying to Los Angeles with TJ. But I have to say, Paris is so integrated with us. She's always responding, whether she wakes you up with a bark in the morning or she comes over and tries to get something to eat from you or just wants to snuggle with you. So I have to say Paris is pretty good.
Someone said, can you give us any tips on how to be as cool as you are?
I don't know the definition of cool. All I can tell you is I'm very thankful to have people like TJ and Erin, my daughter and her husband and my wife in my life. And when you have that, you sort of have everything, and then you just build around it and do things that make everybody happy, and that's what we try to do as a family. For me, that's my definition of cool.
So you're saying we're cool.
You're cool.
Do you remember your first concert that you ever went to?
Yes, barely. Styx.
Oh!
Providence Civic Center it was at the time.
Wow, now it's the Dunkin' Donuts Center.
Yeah, I think it is. Dunkin' Donuts Center.
I saw Taking Back Sunday there. So funny. They also asked what your first concert was.
First concert that I went to by myself was Fall Out Boy, and my parents took me and they dropped me and my friends off and like went to dinner or something, and then they came back and they were like chatting with the bouncer. And
Of course.
last one, make it a good one.
Okay, I'm going.
There's no lobstering questions or fishing questions? That's what I thought they'd be.
Honestly, I did too. A lot of people want to know what you do.
What I do?
Yeah.
I did something that I'm very proud of. Worked for a few companies, but the last company I've had for the past 20 years recycled plastic bags. Big plastic bags. We recycled it and could use it up to 10 times. It was great for the planet, it was great for the economics, it was great for the chemical industry. We thought it was a major step towards climate change in a positive sense. And then, unfortunately, under this administration, the environmental concern has really fallen to the bottom of the priority list, and it forced me a couple of years ago to sell our company. And unfortunately, the whole recycling business is sort of dwindling away, and we're becoming a one-use country, and it's depressing, but that's where it is. So now I'm retired. Once we sold that company, I retired, and fortunately I get to fish and lobster, live in Massachusetts in the summer, and live on Powder Mountain in the winter. So I guess there's a silver lining to everything.
Except that the planet is burning.
Except our planet is literally burning in California.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for all of your questions, and thanks for watching this video, Dad. Thank you for taking the time to do this with us.
Can we say bye?
Bye.